Hello, I'm Randall from Ophir Solutions. Today I want to talk to you about the Snooza Original. So the chair is essentially a comfort chair, but it goes a little bit more than goes a bit beyond that, in a sense that we like to believe that we've got the comfort, the security, the positioning, and also the therapeutic or sensory elements that you can actually apply to it as well. We use it on, or has been used by many individuals across a wide spectrum of challenges. That's from autism, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, ADHD, you've got brain injury and dementia, to name some. There's also recently we've had brittle bones as well. Essentially what we'd love to say about the chair is that the combination of a good seating position, which is critical to any foundation, on top of the comfort levels, layered with sensory elements which give you that sort of feedback, provides this what I call a sanctuary space. And the beauty of this particular sort of setup is the fact that it's extremely light and compact as well, and you can actually take this with you to other environments, i.e. your parents' houses, your grandparents' houses. You can wheel it between different rooms. You can also take it on a holiday as well. It's extremely light, and many people notice that it is quite unusually light for what it is. It's an all foam chair, so if you have individuals who may also harm themselves in various forms, it's a way of actually protecting them as well. So I'll quickly run through just some of the brief features within it. So it's a medical grade wipeable material. It's the comfort liner, which can go in the wash at 30 degrees, 40 degrees max. It's got the belt, lap belt here as well. And also, I don't know if you can see this, but there's also a very slight contour here which helps with taking the pressure off your ischials. And also on the back here there's a contour as well, which helps just provide a little bit of pressure on the lumbar area. So with that in mind, you can set this chair up exactly how you want, and this is how many OTs who've purchased or specified this chair have done so. And the results have been absolutely a joy to watch, fascinating, and transformational. And this is why I want you to know about this chair, if you don't already, in a sense that it meets so many requirements, if you like, within a good seating position. So the chair itself actually was the brainchild of an individual who actually manufactures complex seating for wheelchair needs. And as you can probably imagine, the next part of the story is we don't want them sitting in a wheelchair all day long. We want them to move into something more comfortable, but we can't afford them to be lying on the floor or on a sofa in a place which is not very safe necessarily. Either safety, or we're talking about keeping that midline position as straight as possible so that we don't undo the good work that the OTs do. So I've mentioned the contours in there. The seating position is 95 degrees. It's the perfect position for comfort seating. My wife happened to sit in this chair, not this particular one, when she had an operation, and she sat in it for the best part of 10 hours a day, which is not recommended, but it proved the point that the comfort levels are there, which is very unusual given that most chairs, even the most comfortable office chairs or sofas, you'd never be able to sit in them all day long and feel comfortable. But given her operation, which was a foot operation, she was able to sit in it all day long, maximum comfort. On top of that, to make it more, we talk about building up the levels, so we're talking about comfort and safety, but then we're also talking about building in sensory elements. And those sensory elements are absolutely key to the final part of, if you like, the rehabilitation journey, the healing that goes on when an individual when you take away all the anxiety of an individual. So typically that can be done, through I'll show you various components here to add, but the key here is to making sure that we can actually show you how that actually happens. And the if you've got someone who, for example, is peg fed and is relatively slight or slim, or you're trying to buy a chair which is going to last you for as long as possible, you want to be able to buy various component parts which can enable you to take you through that journey. So initially, that sensory element of keeping it nice and tight, this is what we want for two reasons: sensory, but also for good midline position down the middle. Here we just add these, if you need them, you add the side infills. Very simply, Velcro, now you've got something which is nice and tight here. The arms are relatively high up, and the reason for that is we want the arms just to be raised at a comfortable height, not too high, but comfortable height, which enable blood flow. Good blood flow is also part of the bigger picture, and breathing as well. Raising your arms takes the pressure off your chest area as well. And then we can start adding to that. So we have a number of different headrests. We've got low profile and standard profile, and according to whatever sort of angle you want the head at, you can actually put these on the back here. It's done by Velcro, everything's done by Velcro, so you can just adjust the height according to where you need that to be. If you've got someone who needs a bit more stability around the neck area, then there's the deep contour version, which again just sits on there and provides that level of support. If you need to use a leg rest, which is used for a number of different reasons. One is just general comfort, again just keeping the legs raised off the ground, but also there's other elements as well. So if you've got someone who has extensions, you want them to be able to do it in a safe way. You also have individuals who want to push backwards. You need their legs to be able to raise off the ground so they can't push on anything. And also those who may have sporadic actions in their limbs, you want them to be able to hit something which is nice and soft rather than the hard floor. So it protects them in different ways. But depending on what your needs are, you may not need a leg rest, and you might just need it for like a pommel, for example, just for standard purposes, and that would go down in the middle like so. However, if you did want to use it in conjunction with the leg rest, you'd use the short version, which then can sit here, and this can then come in close like so. I haven't mentioned that there's the sizes, but there are 4 sizes currently. This is a size 2. It goes up to size 4, with a size 5 coming shortly for those who are rather on the larger size. Size 4, I'm 6 foot. It can fit me in there, but it all does depend on your back heights. There are also 6 different colours. You can see them here. That's the green, pink, orange, black, grey and blue. There are other elements. We've got a tray, so it just adds to the whole experience. You can obviously, this could be for food, for an iPhone, iPad, various different games, and of course you've got your pockets as well. We also have a rocker base, so you can just see what goes on here. So this is for extra levels of relaxation or stimulation. So this would typically go on top of here. This is a prototype at this stage, and you can just see by pushing the legs you've got this rocking motion here. We have gone for a foam version, which if you put your fingers under here, it won't squash and get pinched. And then there's also a mobile version, mobile base version here, which you can then add your snoozer to, which makes it very easy to transport between different rooms, and it's extremely light. I hope that gives you a bit of an insight as to what the snoozer chair might be able to do for you in your environment. We'd love to hear from you. Give us a call on 01622 801 401, or email us on sales@Ophir Solutions, randall@snooza-chair.co.uk, or my personal email is randall@snooza-chair.com. I look forward to speaking with you shortly.